And only John Travolta.
Thank you.
Oh, the real thing.
The real thing.
Please have a seat.
I will, thank you. Well, that was a very nice reception, thank you.
You deserve nothing less.
Well,
You look
thank you.
great. Now,
Well,
do you have to wear this all the time as part of your gig now?
Well, as part of this world tour, I do. You know, I have to represent Qantas the right way.
Now, what is your title? Is it Goodwill?
Ambassador at Large.
And what does that entail?
It entails flying a 707 and a 747. It entails representing Qantas in the highest form, bragging about the quality, which I believe in, bragging about everything I love about Qantas. Would you like me to tell you what I like about Qantas?
I'm sure you'll get there on your own time.
Okay.
Now, one of the kids, when they're growing up, I guess two things they would say they would like to become is probably, I'd like to become a movie star and I'd like to become a pilot. Now, you're doing both. Was it something that you chose to do from a young age? Which came first?
Well, they were both simultaneous, I think. I loved planes when I was a kid, mostly airliners and things. And my family were actors, and I'd watch them go off and do summer theater and other productions on planes. And I think I married the two concepts together. But I knew that I'd probably make a better living at it as being an actor. So I chose that path first.
And so when you made the choice to take up flying, was it just a hobby at first? Just getting
Hobby
a
at
pilot's
first,
license?
yes. And then I took it very seriously because it was a great distraction from acting. Acting is a very introverting type of subject matter. You're always thinking about how people think and feel, and flying is very extroverting. You get to concentrate on something other than yourself. You're responsible for 258,000 pounds of, you know, metal, and it's beautiful, and you're hurling yourself through the air at 600 miles an hour. I love it.
See, those statistics freak me out. That's not calming. That's disturbing for me.
You know, I give you a lot of the credit for this Qantas relationship.
Why is that?
Because last year when I came here for Swordfish, I mentioned that I flew the 707 and it used to belong to Qantas. Well, Australia made a big, in the press, they made a big deal about the old plane and my being here with it. And then I went to the CEO, Jeff Dixon, and said to him, hey, you know, I could probably do the same thing with that plane around the world. And that's where it started. And then he challenged me with saying, well, why don't you get the 747 rating as well, and we'll have some fun with that and promote Qantas. So, I mean, you helped me a lot.
Oh, you know, you're a good kid. I try to do what I can. Yeah. So if you want to become a pilot, so you can fly a 707, so you can fly passenger jets.
Yes.
Do you just walk in there? Is it something you have to build up to do? How have you got to this stage now where you've got your little golden wings?
You have to become a very big movie star. And you have to be able to afford the lessons.
Yes.
And that's how I did it, through my good fortune as an actor. I was able to afford flying lessons, and then I progressed through that, and you know, single engine planes, twin engine planes, and then eventually jets. And that's how I did it.
So explain to me, I understand you're a film star and you can probably get whatever you want, but how do you stumble across 1950 style? 707, was it?
Yeah, mine was built in '64, but it was originally designed in the '50s. And oh, there I am.
There you go.
Are you watching it now?
Yes.
Well, I had rented the plane first, and then I fell in love with it, and I waited a few more years to the point where I could afford it, and did some more movies, and then I finally...
And you've decked it out on the inside?
Well, actually, I wish I could take the...
But there we go.
Someone else did it, and I just bought their good idea.
Now, do you just take friends out on the weekend, like people go for a family drive in the car, and you just hop in the jet and off you go?
I did have dinner with Barbra Streisand on the plane, and with Steven Spielberg, and I've had some important guests on that. I really enjoy that. I like taking these people and seeing if I can excite them a bit.
Do you get excited? Like, do you get to get on the PA system and say, "This is your captain speaking"?
Would you like to hear it?
I'd love to.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking.
It's smooth. That's so smooth. Do you have fun with it sometimes? Do you choose to say something else?
Oh, I did last night. The flight attendant came up and said, we're pleased we're having a problem. Everyone is roaming around the cabin, and we put dinner down, and no one will eat it. And I got on by it, and I said, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Sit down."
And where do you park? Where do you park a jet? Like, obviously, when you're here, you can keep it at the airport. But when if you're at home, do you have a hangar in the backyard? What do you do?
Well, actually, I do have a hangar in the backyard. No, I do.
If you're having a go at me.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
But here, Qantas takes care of it for me as I'm promoting this. Of course, when the tour is over, I'll have to take care of it again. But
so you take it back home?
I do take it back home, yes.
And so you built a hangar in your backyard?
Well, it's actually like a carport.
So then how do you land it? Do you all these houses, are they built around the airport so you can just land?
Yes, there's homes that share a mutual runway, and some of us have different kinds of planes, and I have a 707, and I'm not trying to one up anyone.
You got the best toy.
I do.
Now, you brought most of your family with you. You brought Kelly and your daughter Ella as well.
Yes.
But your son Jet, where's he? Was he named after your love of planes?
Yes, he was named after my love of planes, and I wanted to name my daughter Qantas, but wife
Didn't
said
take off.
Yeah.
And where's Jet? Is he stayed at home?
Jet is at the hotel right now, having a good time in the pool or something.
Oh, so he has.
Oh, he's
come
with
along.
me. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he hadn't
and
come.
My daughter Ella's with me, and my wife, and we've had a great time of it. This has been much more fun to promote an airline than it is to promote a movie, I promise you. No, think about it. When you do a movie, they put all this money behind you, and then you have an opening weekend, and it feels like there's these guns pointing at you. We've invested X amount of millions of dollars, and if it doesn't do well or if it does well, is all based on that weekend. Promoting an airline, they're going to be around for 100 more years. So, I mean, Qantas has been around for 82 years. Perfect safety record, best reputation, the finest of everything. So they don't really need me. They're allowing me to.
How bummed out would you be if you bought an Ansett plane? And you would have been going, oh man. And how are the family with your flying? Are they, with all due respect, are they confident when you're behind the wheel? Do they travel with you quite a bit?
I think they love it. As a matter of fact, I know they love it. I get applause.
When you land?
Yes.
See, now, I've been on planes, and there's been a bit of turbulence, and when the plane's landed, the whole plane, all the passengers have all applauded. And if I was a captain, I don't know, I would have thought, oh, hang on, I didn't think my landing was that bad, that everyone was panicking. Do you take it as a compliment?
You mean with applause, or?
Just the fact that everyone's applauded, I would have thought, as a pilot, I would have thought, oh, OK, was I doing that bad a job that they didn't expect to make it? So they've just gone, whew, thank goodness.
No, I think it's the reverse, but I could understand what you're thinking there.
And how do the movie studios take to, their big Hollywood A-list star signed to their movie going, I'm just going to take the plane across?
They don't like it because they've obviously they put a lot of money behind you, and if something, God forbid, were to happen, they wouldn't like that. So I just say, well, very good, I won't fly, and then I fly anyway.
And can you do tricks? Like if you were in a smaller plane, can you? Well, okay, maybe not the big passenger one, but if you're in one of your smaller planes, can you do loop-de-loops and things like that?
Yeah, I can do all that, but I like it kind of straight and fast, But I can do that. I just choose to go as fast as I can.
And seriously, how bad do you think airline food is?
Oh,
normally
no. Let me tell you honestly. Before this relation consummated, I flew Qantas from Sydney to Los Angeles, spend some time in the cockpit, and then I said, look, if I'm going to be the ambassador at large, I better actually experience everything in the plane. So I had a meal in coach and sat in the chair. I had a meal in business, and I had a meal, I was stuffed, but I mean, I had in first class, and I watched the entertainment. It is, and look, it's excellent. The food is excellent. The entertainment was excellent. Everything. They were playing Grease and Get Shorty and all the great movies,
But really, at all of them. Now, so you're telling me you're sitting there in economy class, and there's just a person next to you, and you're just hoeing into your meal,
yes,
enjoying yourself, and you're just sitting next to a member of the general public.
And you know what today I did? I checked in people at the airport. Swear to God.
They freak out. It make their day.
But do you know, I wish we could get the information. I checked in, and this is totally by coincidence, a famous football player in your country. And he's retired 2 years. But apparently he was the most famous of all. and I wish I could remember his name. No,
Would that be
while we're
Gary Ablett?
lost-
Was it Gary Ablett?
I think it was. We'll find out before it ends. But that's who I checked in with, his three children.
And he was pretty awestruck?
Oh, and I was awestruck. I thought he was the most professional passenger I'd ever seen. You know, he had everything prepared and whatever. And then I find out he's a famous Australian football player.
Oh, I'm being told it was Gary Ablett. There you go.
It was Gary. It was wonderful.
Well, there you go.
And then I went to the luggage area, and I threw some bags on a bin. Yeah, I want to know every part of the airline industry.
Well, I'll tell you what. Well, thank you very much for coming in.
No, thank you.
It was very good to see you again.
It was good to see you.
Especially
I enjoyed it last year when I was on with you, and I've enjoyed it this year.
No, you are a very good man, especially, you know, with as busy as you are, flying your plane everywhere, to take the time to come in. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Good to see you again.
Thank you.
John Travolta, kid. You're welcome back anytime, you know that, don't you? We'll be back. Sophie Baxter to bring us home, and also comedian Michael Chamberlain.